Whenever you ask someone what Git is or Google what Git is, you get a simple answer. Git is a distributed version control system. But what on earth is a version control system? In this video, let's discuss what a version control system is, and let's get to a point where we can understand how Git is really useful in this current era. But before that, welcome back to Code Studio. Let's go through a story and understand the progress of different version control systems, and also understand what was the need for development of such a version control system like Git. Let's just say you're building an application which is a weather app where you can find the weather at your place, and you're using a no VCS, that is, you're using no version control system, and things are well fine for you. You start working on a feature, and then after a week or so you find out that your code is not working as desired. Your application is showing up many errors and there are lots of issues with your code. So you decide to revert back to your previous version. But since you don't have the code, you just have to go keep on pressing Ctrl Z until you reach your desired code, or abandon your project forever. So here comes the need of a version control system. A version control system, as the name suggests, controls your versions of your project. And the first ever version control system that was created and used was a local VCS. So local VCS is something where basically you store the versions of your file whenever you feel it is necessary to save. Like you feel this version is good to save, then you save that particular version of the folder into a separate database of folders in your local VCS, naming as your current day and time. And then you clone the same folder and you start working on your new version. And whenever you feel, okay, this current version is save worthy, then you save again with the current date and time and then place it in the another database. Database is nothing but another series of folder where you place all these folders in terms of their date and time. And whenever you want to retrieve the file of that current day, you can easily retrieve it and all your code is perfectly present there. But you might feel, okay, this is taking up lots of space because you're saving the same copy of the folder again and again. So what you can do is you can store just the differences between the files. You can store delta between the different versions, what has been changed from the previous version to the current version inside the database, and then you can use the first version of the file, and then you can recreate all the upcoming versions. What happens if your data gets corrupted, or what happens if your laptop gets blasted? The data is completely lost. Then came the idea of a centralized version control system. This was also bought so that people can work on the same project together, like you and your friend both are working on this weather app together now. So in a centralized VCS, there is a centralized server somewhere which you can connect to either physically through wires or through internet. And same thing, whenever you want to save the version of file, you just save the folder or file with the version names and stuff. And you can also use the delta version where you can store only the differences between the versions inside the centralized server. So basically all your data goes into your centralized server and anyone who's connected to that centralized server can access it. The same issue of data corruption might occur here. What happens if the server blasts off, or what happens if the data in server gets lost? The file is completely lost. But there's also another issue with this centralized VCS. Let's just say you're on a flight from India to San Francisco and you got an immediate idea that you want to work on in the application, but since you're not connected to the server, you do not have wires to your physical server, or you're not connected to the internet to connect to your online server, you can't work on the project because you have no code regarding to the centralized repository. So you have no code to work on, so you just plug in your earphones and then came the idea of a distributed version control system, which Git follows. So in this VCS also, there is a server which contains the data, but apart from that, every computer that is connected to the server also has the same copy of data. So whenever a computer is connected to the server, it clones the complete repository into its local folder. So it has the complete versions, the complete code, the complete information regarding the previous versions, everything inside the local repository. So whenever the server gets lost, or whenever some other computers are lost, there's one guy who has already connected to the server who can back up everything back to the server. So this is the use of a distributed version control system where even if the data gets corrupted in one of the server or one of the connecting servers, one person then can contribute back to the server. And this also resolves the issue of the feature idea when you get on your flight from India to San Francisco. So because you have the code on your laptop, you have all the versions of on your laptop, you can directly work on the project, and whenever you're back online, you can push the same code to the distributed version control server. Also remember, Git and GitHub are two completely different things. There are some features of Git which are noteworthy. It has a very simple design. It has strong support for non-linear branches, where there are thousands of parallel branches which you can work on. We'll discuss upon these branches and non-linear development in later videos on Git. And Git is able to handle large projects like the Linux kernel efficiently in terms of speed and in terms of data. I hope you understand what Git is and you got a basic understanding of what version control systems are and how distributed version control system came into existence and how Git is really useful in this current scenario. The use case in a weather application might seem very little to you, but imagine huge code repositories like Facebook or Instagram or Google. And what happens if their data gets lost? So whenever we discuss the nonlinear development, you get more clear understanding of how Git is really useful in this huge repositories of Google, Facebook, or Instagram. So that's it for this video. If you like the video, please hit the like button. If you love the content on this channel, please hit the subscribe button and also share this video with your programming friends. Thanks and bye.